be uploaded to the Ballpex and will be uploaded to the Ballpex portal afterwards. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Dwayne Dorfman, McNairn's Director of Sales for Canada. Dwayne has been married to his wife, Jennifer, for almost 28 years and is a father to 4 young ladies and has 1 granddaughter. He has 2 female cats and has a female Labrador. So if anyone has a secluded 200 acres that he could hide in, please let him know after the call. Now, jumping on to Dwayne's professional side, he has 24 years of experience in food service packaging, from tooling, pricing, and costing to sales. A high energy, strategic, and revenue generating sales professional with product marketing and sales management experience within a variety of custom manufacturing environments, including thermoformed foam and plastic, molded fiber, and fine paper. Most recently, he has worked in various roles at McNairn Packaging for the last 10 years and is currently in the Director of Sales position for Canada. Dwayne, thank you for joining us today. And without further ado, please take it away.
Thanks, Brianna. We're just going to go through some McNairn products. We also want to emphasize our prioritizing and investing in the Canadian marketplace. We feel that as a Canadian manufacturer, that's key to communicate and make sure that people understand that it's continuing on. From our perspective, I'm just going to, many of you are aware that we were.
Dwayne, you've muted yourself.
Mute.
There you go.
I'll restart that part. As many of you are aware, we were purchased about 5 years ago from Americare Royal, as we're part of that portfolio now, including 511. But you can see that they continue to invest in other companies as well, and we'll get into the investing part because we want to show that they're investing in McNairn continuously as well. Starting with the market volatility, and this is key to understand our position and our strategic advantage. We continue to see raw materials, specifically foil and paper, 2 key markets that we invest in from a raw materials perspective. It continues to grow from a cost perspective. This is not indicative of the exchange rate compound to this, but we can see that from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it went way up, came down, and now it's starting to rise again. And if we look at our pulp side of things, you can see the same roller coaster, and we're continuing to see that. Part of the progress and the cost on the pulp side, a lot of mills closed during COVID. A lot of them got out of fine paper. So we are limited to our growth from raw materials and sourcing from different suppliers. They're consolidating, and then they're also controlling the market. So some of this cost that you see here, even though it is growing and raising the first quarter of 2024, in addition to that, mills are now pushing price increases. We've announced a price increase for July 1st that's reflective of some of those impacts of the closures. Now, what we've done, thankfully, during COVID and during the purchasing process, if we invested in equipment. So here you'll see, this is our typical short run sheeter. What we've done, we've added capacity to this machine by allowing it to do wide web and 2 rolls at a time. Historically, we ran this machine with 1 roll, narrower web just for special prints. But this gives us diversity of application and allows us to move with the market conditions. So when special print requests are low, we would have been able to manipulate this equipment and do longer runs, wider web. As you notice, we started getting into, and our promo shows this, that we are getting back into the special print low volume runs, 25, 50 cases. And this is the machine that's doing that because of further investment, which I'll show you. We've also done investment in new type of capacity. This is a laminator. So this does a paper-to-paper lamination, a paper-to-foil, which you're pretty familiar with. It also does paper-to-poly. So it gives us flexibility in product offerings, in addition to our original laminator that did paper-to-foil. In addition, we're able to do our short runs print capabilities for the 25, 50 cases, because they've recently invested this year in this machine here, which does longer run slitting. So we print on, and this example of a foil. So on the laminator that does the print paper to foil lamination, instead of using that other machine, we've invested in this machine, and now we can do longer runs. This is obviously got multiple rolls, so from our capacity perspective, we're able to increase those bigger runs, more of the national, and get back into the distribution side of the business, where we've kind of faltered a little bit and got out of steam. This is what we use, our sheeter machine, and this does our pan liner. So this helps us become competitive. And as you see, as we continue to invest in equipment, we're able to do more things, be more competitive, and stay relevant within the Canadian marketplace. So, it's continuous investment that has allowed us to do this, and we expect further investment in the company in the future years coming. So, we're proud to be Canadian, and our owners continue to be investing in a Canadian entity as well. Continuous investment, GFSI. We're GFSI certified, SQF level 2. Safe food, that's safe quality food process. Not everybody in the market is. Some of our competitors have chosen not to do that investment. Our ownership continues to invest in this. It takes a lot of time and money to manage and maintain this certification each year. We're approved in April of 18 this year, and we'll go until the end of June next year of our certification. So it's an annual process. Part of that process requires further improvement. So whatever you've passed this year, you may not pass next year if you haven't done quality improvements. So there's significant investment to continue just this process itself to make sure that we're always providing quality products to the marketplace. Obviously, we'll go through some of the markets that we support, but it's just a reminder of all the products and the different markets that we can offer. So we do food service, obviously, bakery, grocery, and food processing. And through the membership, pretty much everybody covers one of these 4 segments. Some people more in the food processing, some people more in the grocery, and some even in the bakery, but certainly all 4 segments we cover fairly significantly with the membership. Food service, obviously, quickly going through this, is the basket liner, sandwich wraps, foil barbecue bags, pizza liners, and pan liners. During our promo, we have special print capability, so it can be a basket liner, it can be a wrap with a 12 by 12, 12 by 14. We also have a new pan liner that we're starting to promote as well. So it's covering the product offering that the membership will be able to use. This is a quick snapshot of some of the products on that sell sheet. This is electronic form. If anybody needs this, we can get this out to them as well, so they have a better understanding of our products offering in the food service segment. Bakery, obviously we do bread bags. We can do custom bread bags, size-wise, print capabilities. Cookie bags, we do a variety size of cookie bags, custom print as well. Muffin cups, silicone, and also Quilon pan liners. So we have a variety of different specs of pan liners for people who need, different levels, either from a quality perspective or for a price perspective. From a bakery perspective, again, here's some of the products that we offer. Again, this is available electronically, but it gives a good snapshot of the variety of products that some people may not be aware, including Quilon. Grocery, interfolded deli sheets, we do that. Steak paper, sandwich wraps, sandwich bags again. Some of this is, redundant through the different programs, but for sure, we can do custom size and print for any one of these. Steak paper, not so much. But from an interfolded deli sheets, that's a product we bring up from our sister company in Westfield. But again, our whole goal is to be able to work with you to get custom. That's where once you get the business, it's better to hold the product. The customer isn't more willing to leave just on a couple of cents. It's a product that people prefer to have and are respect with their name and continue on the quality side. Again, I'm not going to get into detail of it, but there's the the different product offerings that we do have. Food processing, this is a little different. Some of you may not be as familiar with this. Certainly some members do use some of these. Bulk rolls, patty paper, laminated paper rolls, freezer sheets. Bulk rolls, that's a product that, if you go to a meat processor, basically it's just a roll of, depending on the product, could be silicone or wax sheet. It's cut in line, as opposed to we're cutting the patty paper sheets or the laminated sheets. It's done by the food processor, because then they can adjust their machine according to the product that they're running. It's just called bulk roll, just from the processors themselves use it. And again, these are different products. You always see the different account managers that you deal with. You can reach out to them depending on your needs, your opportunities. But for us, again, it's more of working with you to get to the product you need, and specialty as well. So it's a short, sweet presentation. It's made in Canada. It's made in Ontario. Our facility is in Whitby. So for those who aren't familiar with us, that's just east of Toronto. And from our perspective, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. That was great. I will now open the floor up to any questions. So please feel free to type them in the chat, or just unmute yourself and you can ask them live. And I know Lori's going to be monitoring the chat. So if any come through, Lori, you can just read them out.
But I can start with a question. We have, with the investment of new equipment at McNairn, what does this mean for you and your current product offerings? Or are you going to be offering new products? If so, what would those look like?
So for now, the investment that we've done has evolved for existing product offering. Other than the laminator, where some of that could be really custom depending on the adhesive and the application to that would be more of a one-of. For general market, the product offering is relatively the same. It just gives us flexibility from a production point of view, where we'd be limited into what we can run on certain machines and have to get that in the queue. We're now able to run on multiple machines at different times. So allowing flexibility in our turnaround certainly is improving, as opposed to waiting 12 weeks. We've gotten our lead times down closer to 8 to 10, which is helping the market. Nobody wants to wait 3 months for product. So from a new product offering, it's relatively the same. We'd have to buy new equipment, different equipment, as opposed to what we've purchased.
And I have a second question here. Will McNairn continue to invest in the production of equipment in Canada?
Good question. We've been told yes. Obviously, the equipment I showed you is all relatively in the last few years. And the one that had the foil on the rollers, that's just been installed and started running in the last 6 weeks. So from a new equipment perspective, yes, we will get more equipment, but certainly from a timing perspective, we've pretty much put in what we can right now. Once we identify new opportunities that require new equipment, then we would be investing more equipment. So we're there right now, full flexibility. So I don't think we need new equipment right now.
And I have one final question here. What is your relationship with 511 Food Service internally and externally, since you are now owned by the same company, Americare Royale?
Good question. From our perspective, you've seen recently an announcement regarding just the brokers and who will be representing us. From a perspective of how we go to business, how we do business, both entities will remain separate. We're just owned by the same company. Eventually, that's probably a future goal. What that will look like, not sure. But for now, it's same point of contact for McNairn, same point of contact for 511. What we'll probably see in the near future is a point of contact that would be conducive to both businesses. But for now, business as usual. Both entities will remain 511 and McNairn.
Thank you very much for answering those questions. I do not have any additional questions in the chat box if anybody has any.
Ken, I saw you asked for the attachments and they will be in the weekly blogs for McNairn, but I send those also to you if you want. Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for your participation today, and a special thank you to Dwayne for sharing valuable insights with everybody and your expertise. I hope everybody has a great day, and thank you again for coming out.
Well, thanks for having me. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Lori, can you just end the recording?